I'm here with the ambassador of Cameroon to South Africa, Mr. Solomon Azob-Mbi. Mr. Solomon, assalamu alaikum, bonjour. Thank you so much for joining us.
Alaikum salam. Thank you for having me.
Mr. Solomon, we always talk about African unity. In the last 30 years of South Africa's democracy, how have you seen African unity grow?
I think the month of May is being celebrated as the Africa Month. And it just happens that last week the government of South Africa was launching Africa Month in Bloemfontein, and I was happy to attend. South Africa plays a major role in promoting Pan-Africanism, working for the steady, for African unity and for the progress of economic progress of Africa. So it's a very, very important pillar in South African and most all African countries.
Mr. Solomon, we always speak about the Africa Free Trade Agreement. It's taking shape, it's working quite well. President Cyril Ramaphosa has been a big component of it. How do you see it progressing over the next few decades?
The African Free Trade Zone, which is headquartered in Ghana and headed by a South African, is increasingly playing an important role in fostering integration in the continent, but they still have a lot to do in working to remove barriers, trade barriers, and language barriers, and other barriers that customs that impede inter-African trade within the continent.
Yes.
But I'm very hopeful that we're on the right track.
ECOWAS has faced a number of challenges, of course, when you look at some of the coups d'etats that have happened within the part of West of Africa. How much of a testing time is it for ECOWAS to maintain not just law and order, but also stability within that region?
The whole world is in constant mutation and change, and Africa as a whole is changing. West Africa, where you have ECOWAS, is actually not left behind in this movement for change. And I think everything is moving in the direction of progress, and as the continent seeks to find new avenues to emerge as a force to reckon with on the international scene.
One final question, Mr. Solomon. South Africa has taken quite a huge stance within the ICJ in its genocide case against Israel. We've seen Africa, also stand up and say, look, when it comes to human rights violations, we have to stand up, because Cameroon, of course, was under colonial power of the French, and so many people died in order for the independence of Cameroon to come. So, I mean, the sense of the moral high ground that Africa has now in holding Western powers to account, is that something that Cameroon resonates with also?
Oh, definitely. Freedom, the quest for freedom is a universal quest for all humanity. And with reference to the current situation of South Africa, the history and heritage of this country is intimately linked to the struggles and suffering of the people of this country, which is not just unique to this country, it's universal also. So I think we're just seeing a continuation of something that will that mankind is longing for every day, for freedom, for justice, for equality, and I think that's how we'll build a better world for all of us, and a more inclusive world. The important thing is not to be bitter, is to make sure that we do this in a manner that doesn't alienate anyone. Yeah.
Mr. Solomon, merci beaucoup, mon plaisir. Assalamu alaikum.
Merci, salam alaikum salam. Okay.